Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Vice Versa Tarot. I'll warn you ahead of time, I'm probably going to butcher these pretty bad, but I want you to see the names at least. It's by Massimiliano, probably butchering that, Filodoro. Artwork by David Corsi. That way, if you like what you're seeing here with this deck, you can look those people up if you'd like something by them. I don't know if they have out there, I'll be honest with you. But just in case, that way you have the option. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Probably really butchering that. I know Tori has another deck, at least one. I don't know about Gretchen. But, again, if you like the stuff you're seeing and you want to see more of it, I'm just trying to put the information out there so you can find it. Alright, what do we have for Libra? No. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, none of this is bad, but something's going on in the environment, and I feel like it's more in the environment than with you. Let's see what that means. We didn't get a crazy amount of cards, but that's okay. Not like we need the whole deck. No. There's gossip in the environment. So gossip is gossip, right? People talk. That happens. This is interesting to me because I don't feel like it's vicious gossip. It's not vicious gossip, but I feel like people are trying to... Like, I'm getting choked right there. Okay, hold on. People are trying to understand other people's motives, and they're drawing in their own conclusions. Excuse me. This is where this gossip starts. They don't understand what this is, or why is that, or what's going on there. So they're filling in the blanks on their own. Well, this must be why that happened, and that must be why that happened, and this must be happening because of that, and I'm sure that'll happen later because of this. This is how this gossip is starting. This is going to lead into rumors. I don't have a card that says rumors. I don't think there's even one in this deck that says that, but I'm getting this is where that's going to start. It's not meant to be vicious, but that's where it's starting. I feel like you can understand that very easily. Like, yeah, people do that. I can't say that I'm above it, because once in a while, like, you don't understand stuff, and I've done that, especially with work situations. Like, what is that about? And you just kind of draw conclusions, and then later you're like, well, maybe that wasn't quite how that went. Especially when you're emotionally tied into it. It's weird what you figure out once you step away from a situation. Once you step away from a situation, it seems so much more clearer, doesn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. For me, maybe it does. This is all coming out on your side. You got the Vanity card, but you also have the Faith card. And you're battling this. This is about how you're feeling. Kind of like you're listening to the situations and you're trying to discern what is actually fact, and where are people just drawing their own conclusions. Kind of like, you know, Grandma fell in the backyard. Well, she must have been planting. She must have been doing yard work. She must have been doing that, and the dog, you know, probably jumped on her. That must be what happened. When in truth, what happened was maybe, you know, who knows, somebody was out there with her, and she was trying to show them where she needed something to be fixed, and she tripped over something and fell. It's different. You know what I mean? But you're trying to discern what is real and what is not. That's why you got the Five of Wands, and it's the back of it, by the way. That's the front. You're trying to really figure out, like, what's been said that's not true. And that's where the Vanity is actually coming in. Because it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out what is fabricated. And be careful. The Vanity is also warning you. You may think that so-and-so, whoever you're dealing with, kind of blows things up. Or so-and-so seems to be pretty negative, so they're going to think the worst. So that's where that's probably coming from. Be careful of that. Be very careful of that. Because so-and-so may very well be very negative, but they might have some facts behind them to back some things up. you got to be careful. I'm getting, unless you have hard and fast evidence at this point, don't trust anything. Not like you need to just trust people like they're out to get somebody, not like that, but like don't build any conclusions at this point unless you have hard and fast evidence. Like, oh, I watched the video footage of Grandma in the backyard. She was showing this guy that I don't know who that is, and she was pointing at the garage, and I know she wanted that fixed, so there's a good chance that that's what she was doing. I can't hear anything, I don't have audio, but this is what I see. So I see her with this person and pointing, and I see her tripping over something. So I see that happening. I don't know what she was saying to this person, but I see that. Be careful. They're just saying be careful. Be very careful. Because what you might not want to believe might be what's actually happening. I'm getting the back of the Knight of Wands. That's the front of it. So this is the back. There's a lightning strike there. And it's interesting because I'm getting like, be careful. This could be a very dangerous situation. When I'm seeing this, that guy with the metal helmet and that lightning strike, the first thing I'm thinking is like, I don't think I'd want to wear a metal helmet during a lightning storm. I'm just thinking that's a bad idea. Myself. I'm just saying. I'm thinking this could be a very dangerous, volatile situation. What would work best if you're able to, because I know a lot of times people watch these and they're like, well, that's already happened. But maybe just looking at it for reference, that could have been really worse than it was, because I'm getting confusion can get ignited, and it's kind of like, if you're not careful, I'm thinking about, was it Beirut recently? Like, if things aren't careful and they're not handled correctly, that could be a very big problem. People may think it's fine, just as long as you're careful, but just walk around it gingerly. Yeah, but sooner or later somebody's not. I'm just saying. Because confusion can really make this bad. If you're in this stage, be very careful. It seems like that's the only advice. Be very careful. If you're looking back on it, look back and look at where that really could have went wrong. That way you can plan in the future, because this is going to be a reoccurring circle, is what I'm getting. It feels like a cycle. Every now and then you just find yourself in this situation. So reference back, self-audit, but also look at how that could have went really bad. Hopefully it didn't. Especially because what I'm seeing here, it looks like it didn't. Because you got joy and dissipating in the Six of Cups, which I believe that's the back of the Six of Cups. I'll show you this side. That's kind of why I keep showing both sides of the cards, because I think it's the front or back, but who knows? You may say, no, that's not. But this is how I'm reading it. Kind of like, once it's said and done, once the history has passed us by, it dissipates a lot, and it seems like you're getting through very easily. But I also feel like there's going to be still misinformation floating around. I shouldn't call it misinformation, because that sounds more like it's purposeful. There's just not, the truth isn't quite landed. There's rumors still floating around. There's people think they know, but they don't really know. That's kind of floating around here. And I'm getting the miracle with the quest is people are making decisions based on what they think they know. Which makes me question, is that joy really good? It seems like it is, but they're trying to point out people are making decisions on what they think they know, not what they actually know, and you might not realize it. Especially if you're going into a situation and you're like, it looks really good, something feels a little strange, but it looks good, so I guess I shouldn't question it. Something's off. Something's up. People are making decisions on what they think they know, not what's actually true. I think this is going to work out really good anyway, but I feel like, especially if you're in this part of this situation, they're like, you need to again, you might want to go back and audit the situation itself. Not just yourself, but the situation itself. Something isn't quite on point. And if you can find it, you could create something better going forward. Just if you can find it. I don't know what they're going to give us going forward. Let's just keep going. Something ain't right. I'm getting it. I'm getting it really strong. Something ain't right. Acceptance, somebody knows too. Somebody knows. It's not you. Not yet. Somebody sees it and is feeling like they shouldn't say anything, and they're accepting the situation as is. But this isn't built correctly. This isn't created correctly. Somebody made a decision based on information that's not true, and that seems to be bothering somebody. Now, this doesn't mean there's going to be a bad outcome, ironically. I don't feel like that's what's going to happen, but somebody is upset about it. Now, this might be a good point too. If you haven't already figured out what the problem is or what's not on point, at the very least, I feel like you're going to notice that somebody's like, they're a little bit disjointed about it. They're not happy. They're like, this isn't right. This isn't right. This is not how this should be going. Somebody's like out of sorts about it. They don't seem happy. They may seem a little grumpy. They have your answers. This person has your answers. Now, they seem grumpy, and I'm getting, you're not looking to start a fight. I don't think that's really your thing. You're not really looking to start a big commotion. But you can tactfully approach this person and find out what it is. If you can get that information, which I feel like you actually can do very easily and very peacefully, I feel like it can be a very peaceful situation. Even though this person's grumpy and cranky, they need to speak it out. And if you're willing to listen to them, I feel like they might be very nice to you because they want somebody to hear them and they feel like people aren't. So if you listen to them, I feel like you're going to get on their good side fairly quickly. You're going to realize what's going on here, and you're going to realize, oh, wait a minute, this is not exactly how that needs to be. You could easily discover the truth, and you're going to be like, oh, I found the facade. I see what's not right here. We think this is how this is going. That's not how that's going. Okay, you discover the truth. The first thing is like calming that energy down, because somebody seems upset, like, oh, this isn't right. That's not how that's supposed to go. You listening to them, that brings the energy down to start with. Now you want to like not only keep it down, but kind of like relax it even more if you can. So you have to give this person confidence that something's going to go better somehow. Even if you can't do anything personally, you have to talk to it to make them feel better about it, because you want to bring that energy down. How is this going to happen? If you know what it is, which I feel like you're supposed to, like when this reading is coming in, I feel like this is, if you haven't found it, they're saying you need to find it. If this reading is coming to you and you know who this cranky person is and you're just avoiding them, don't avoid them. I think it's going to be peaceful. You need to know. You need to get in there and find out what's the missing piece. Because there's going to be an impassable part, and it's going to be because of that missing piece. There's going to be a hitch, and we can't get past it till we figure it out. But it's going to take a lot of work to fix it, yes, but they're saying the sooner you find it, that sun card, like there's going to be a really good outcome. This is not going to sink the ship. But it may be like, we can't seem to get the ship more than 50 feet away from dock. Not sure what that's about. And you're like, well, I was talking to so-and-so, and apparently there's a spot under the boat where you can tether it without seeing it. And we were actually tethered to the side of the dock here without realizing it, because there's a spot under the boat where you can tether it to the dock. We just can't see it. That's why we're not getting more than 50 feet away, because we're not seeing that we're tethered there. And there people are like, oh, well, that's going to be, how are we going to undo that? Well, we're going to have to think about it, but once we get untethered, we can continue on our way. You need to figure that out. But until you are untethered from the dock, for example, you can't go more than 50 feet away. We got to get untethered so we can move on. This person has your information. They'll be like, well, we're tethered right there. People aren't listening to me. I'm telling them. They don't think I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You're like, I understand. Okay. Wow. Why is that even there? Well, it's there because this reason, and that's why this was put there, because when we have this problem, we need to use that. It's just, it's not usually used. In this situation, it's being used. So people don't believe it's there. I'm telling you it's there. I understand. And once you understand, you're like, okay, now I bring that forward. I bring the information forward when I need to, and it'll work. Things will work out. Things will work out sooner or later, but I also feel like you're a part of the sun card. You're part of that energy kind of moving it forward, helping it forward. It's going to take a lot of work, because it's kind of like, if, for example, if it's the bottom of the boat is tethered to the dock, it's like somebody has to dive down there and undo the knots and get it untethered. You know, it's going to take some work, you know, that's the analogy. But it will work out very well. It will happen. So this is going to have a really good outcome. The sooner you figure out your piece and what needs to be done and be able to move that information forward, the better this will be. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.